Just let me introduce you to everybody. This is Gina, Roy, Lucas, AJ.
The staff of Empire Records had the coolest jobs on earth.
Do you think the story is already written, or do you think a bold and courageous act can change the course of history?
Something happened to me last night in Atlantic City.
Did you win anything?
No, I did not.
But Lucas blew it. Everyone knew it.
You were by Empire?
Well, that's a good thing, right? The money is gone.
Where's it going to?
I think it's recirculating.
We're turning this into a music town?
I have to pay for what Mr. Brilliant here did. I'm the idiot, you're the screw-up, and we are all losers.
Now, 5 friends have one day to decide what to do with the rest of their lives. AJ loves Corey, not the whole story.
Today is the day that I'm gonna tell Corey how I feel about her. That I,
love her.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's possible for someone to be in love with someone else and not even know it?
In this life, there are nothing but possibilities.
That is so sweet. I think I'm gonna barf.
Corey wants Rex first time at sex.
Hey, Rex, what happened to your hair?
I will offer myself to Rex Manning. I wish I could be brave. You are brave. I have to bring Rex his lunch. I'm bringing Rex his lunch!
Mark's raging mad. Best day he's had.
Just like this!
help me, help me, help me.
If I was in a band, they would not be doing this to me.
Deb shaved her head and made out she was dead.
I tried to kill myself with a lady Bic.
Just your typical nutty teenager.
You did have hair, right?
I was tired of being invisible.
Gina did it again, this time to a friend.
You get smarter the shorter your skirt gets. I want to sing in a band, but I don't have the guts. So is this how your life's gonna be now? You're just gonna screw every has-been? I'm starting!
Get this funny feeling deep inside.
Want to know more? Check out the store.
Empire Records open until midnight. This is Mark. Midnight!
Empire Records, featuring the music of Better Than Ezra, Gin Blossoms, Ape Hangers, Evan Dando, Toad the Wet Sprocket, and the Cranberries.
What is wrong with you people?
Rock and roll. Coming to rock your world this fall.
Hi, this is Sam.
This is Becca.
And finally, we're recording a new episode of BNS About Movies.
Yes.
I have been pounding the pavement with my new job. I have not had time nor a computer to edit these.
My baby's a businessman now.
I own my own business. I'm in the business of business.
Yeah. Nobody's business.
But, yeah.
So some things have happened since January.
Some things have happened since January. I have lost my job but gained my business. And my wife is enjoying being the wife of a business owner.
Who comes home every day at like 4 o'clock now? It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, I'm actually busier than I was before.
Physically.
Physically. Yes. In other ways, I am not as busy as I was before. But I am out there in the world. I don't want to use this podcast to plug my business. If you'd like to know, email us, bnsaboutmovies at gmail.com. I'll tell you about my business if you'd like to be involved in my business. Perhaps. It's not about podcasts. This is about, today, Empire Records.
A favorite.
We had it on DVD.
And it didn't work because I wore it out.
And my wife had worn it out. As she has also worn out other movies. I can't wait till Man on Fire is worn out. That's what we started tonight. Was like she wanted to watch
$3 everywhere. I
Man
can
on
get
Fire.
More.
I know. She wanted to watch Man on Fire, and I said no. And then I even suggested watching Enough and Glitter instead of Man on Fire. So that should tell you where I'm coming from. This movie is about a record store.
And all the goings on.
Within the record store. It's about Rex Manning. And it's about what goes on in the store. Mm-hmm. Did you know this film was severely edited in post-production? They took over 40 minutes of the film out. It was supposed to be 2 days. They cut it down to 1 day and totally eliminated 3 characters.
But there's so much going on. I feel like they filmed probably a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe got rid of it, you know.
Oh. People refer to it as a soundtrack in search of a movie. And Roger Ebert even called it a lost cause. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people love it. Like, perhaps my wife. A song on this, a Girl Like You became a huge song. It was all over the place. Until I Hear It From You is the first top 20 hit for the Gin Blossoms, and it came from this.
So much good music.
Gin Blossoms frontman Robin Wilson says, "This is a classic film. It's only a handful of people saw, but it definitely made an impact on that generation. It was really cool to be a part of that." So there's a lot of music on the soundtrack, obviously, because they work in a record store. This movie was written by a former employee of Tower Record Store in Phoenix. When the film was released and for a long time afterwards, a number of former co-workers still working cited anecdotes and other elements of that film that related to the store. The store closed in early 2005, May after the release. This is the 2015 special release. There was another one in 2003 that had 4 extra scenes and 16 more minutes, as well as the Rex Manning video.
Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy.
Yes. So let's talk about some of the peoples in this.
Everyone.
Yeah. There's Anthony LaPaglia.
I'll tell you who they are.
Okay, Joe Reeves is played by
Anthony LaPaglia.
Tell us about Anthony LaPaglia.
He's the manager.
Yes.
I don't believe he's the owner. I think he is the owner of the store because he might just manage it.
Yeah.
But anyways, Mitch is the owner. His dad opened it as a toilet store.
Mitchell Black.
Yes.
Played by Ben Bodie.
Yes, his dad opened it as a toilet store, something Emporium, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And he said it was, or not his dad, his grandfather. And his dad, he goes, that beatnik asshole dad of mine turned it into a record store. So that's how Empire Records started. So he owns it, and he just, all you ever see him doing is taking the money to the bank.
Would you rather guess by actor who they play or by role who the actor is?
What do you mean?
So if I say this actor played X, or would you rather say...
I'm just telling you who they are.
Okay, tell me about Rex Manning, who played Rex Manning.
Rex Manning is, I don't know the actor's name.
Maxwell Caulfield.
Yeah, that's it.
Who was Miles Colby on the Colbys and Michael in Grease 2.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
He is a pop music, like it reminds me of Tom Jones-ish.
Yeah.
Like that kind of cheesiness, like Robert Palmer mixed with Tom Jones.
Oh.
That's what he is.
Tell me about Jane.
And they...
Oh, sorry.
They actually like him. Like, one girl really likes him and is obsessed with him. It's like me being obsessed with, who's someone cheesy I'm obsessed with?
The dude from Limp Bizkit?
Yes! It's me. It's my obsession with Fred Durst. That's how Liv Tyler feels about Rex Manning. Anyways.
What about Jane?
Jane is played by Debbie Mazar.
Yes.
She is Rex's assistant.
Yes.
And Joe has a little bit of a crush on her.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about Lucas?
Lucas.
He's played by Rory Cochrane.
He also on CSI Miami.
Yes.
He's kind of... I'm trying to relate these to people we know.
He was Slater in Dazed and Confused and Alan Russell in Oculus.
Yeah. He's in a couple things. He was the killer in one movie. I forget which movie.
Yeah.
But, which you can't, for me, because I've seen this so many times before, whatever movie that was I saw, I couldn't picture Lucas as a killer.
11 to 45?
Yeah, something like
that.
A
Kiss Before Dying.
Yeah, he was
He's
a bad
Chico
guy.
in that, yeah.
But he's like the strange one of the group. Like the thinker and the trying to get away with stuff of the group, yes.
What about AJ?
Oh, AJ's the artist.
Yeah.
Who pines over a girl.
Uh-huh.
He's kind of just... his outfit is quintessential 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s.
Yeah. What about, of course, BNS About Movies' favorite, Robin Tunney?
Yes.
She plays
Deb.
Yeah.
Who's suicidal punk rocker.
She's the girl who shaves her head.
Yes.
She's also the main actress of one of your favorite movies. Yeah.
He can give you a few Robin Tunney movies.
Well, hit me with them. Let's see how good you can get. How many do you think you can do? 5?
I'd have to think for a minute, and I don't want to hold anybody up.
You want to hold us up? We're all here to listen to you, baby. This is your podcast.
Why don't you name me them, and I'll tell you who she plays.
Okay. Encino Man?
She's just some girl. She
She's
plays
Ella.
the friend of the main girl.
Yeah.
Who goes to the prom with Link.
Yeah.
Tell me Link's whole name. Linkovich Chemosky from Estonia. That's what they make up for.
What's her name in The Craft?
In The Craft?
Yeah.
She is,
Sarah Bailey.
yes.
End of Days?
I never saw that movie.
Supernova?
Never saw it.
Paparazzi?
Never saw it.
Hollywoodland?
That's the one with, about Superman, isn't it?
Yeah. She plays Leonore Lemon, who was his girlfriend.
Oh.
He was the mistress of. That's it. That's all I got. She's on the Mentalist TV show now.
The other one who was like her to me is the other one from Son-in-Law.
Oh.
Carla Gugino.
Oh, yeah.
That's who they are. I always get them confused.
Renee Zellweger, who has a completely new face.
She plays Gina,
Yeah.
who is perceived as a slut.
Uh-huh.
And she's kind of like the party girl.
Uh-huh. Ethan Embry?
Oh, my favorite. Mark!
Yes.
He is my brother.
Yeah.
If you've ever met my brother.
Yeah.
Eats stoner brownies. And just goofy.
Okay. But you enjoy his work
Yes.
in this. Coyote Shivers?
Oh, the love of my life.
Really? Why?
The love of my life.
Who, Burko?
Yes, he's actually a singer.
Yeah.
In real life. And
Yeah.
he was married to what's-her-name. And that's why she was on 48 Hours. Because she claims that, because I read up about him, he does have a problem with women.
Uh-huh.
He's accused in real life of stalking and mentally and sexually abusing women.
You know something crazy? He produced the...
He's into like everything, just random stuff.
He produced the band Shadowy Man on a Shadowy Planet.
Yeah.
And they did the theme song to Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
How about
He's
that?
a lot older than he looks, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
But he was married to Polly Perrette. How do you say her name?
Polly Perrette.
Yeah.
He was engaged. Actually, he was married, how about this?
Mm-hmm.
To his Empire Records co-star, Liv Tyler's mom, Baby Buell.
Yeah, I know.
For
Who's
6
older
years.
than him.
Yeah, for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
His wife Mayra is the daughter of a famous Brazilian writer, Dias Gomes, who died in a car accident in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And he was married to Polly Perrette, from 2000 to 2006.
And like they said, they had a horrible relationship.
Yeah.
But looks-wise, your wife was in love with him for a very long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
He doesn't do a lot in the movie, but he's the one who has the band at the end of the movie who plays.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He was also in the movie Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a couple things.
He was an opening act on the Kiss reunion tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coyote Shivers is the band he plays in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, that's a little bit about him, but my wife
You're
loves...
forgetting Eddie.
Eddie who?
Doesn't say Eddie.
We haven't got to him yet.
Oh.
Warren.
Yes! Warren!
He's played by Brendan Sexton III, who was in Boys Don't Cry.
Yes.
And Seven Psychopaths.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Liv Tyler, and Black Hawk Down, too. Liv Tyler, who plays Corey Mason.
Yes.
Tell us about Corey Mason.
She is a straight A student.
Yeah.
Popping caffeine pills.
Oh.
And she's Jesse Spano.
Yeah.
And pretty much.
She was in a lot of stuff for a while.
You have to go back to Warren. He's the kid that gets caught stealing from the store.
Oh, that's how it starts.
And
I
they
remember
catch
that.
him, yeah. And they question him. They say, look what you stole. They say you stole metal and Whitney Houston. Metal and Whitney Houston.
And we have James Kimo Willis.
Yes.
And he plays Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eddie is Dylan.
Ah. And then we have just a few other people that just fill it out. I'm looking through the rest of the cast. There's really not anybody.
There's not. That's pretty much it.
Tobey Maguire plays Andre in it, and all his scenes were completely deleted.
Yeah, I've never seen him in it.
Yeah. There's actual people there. There's a Meg Ryan customer and a Mariah Carey customer.
What do you mean?
That's just what their name is in the credits.
Oh. Maybe that's because that's the buy-in or what they look like.
Do you want to know some of the plot keywords for this movie? So, in case you were looking for these, you could find them. Record store, cult film,
Kids.
urination, references to Led Zeppelin, panties pulled down, lust, female on a toilet, adolescent boy, audio cassettes,
This sounds like a bad movie.
Crying.
Like something secret.
disappointment, doubt, funeral, record collection, sex, self-doubt, sexuality, shyness, sidewalk, sofa, small businesses, street, teenage boy, title appears in writing, a tantrum, stepfather, stepson, stoner, speed, skateboarder, sign,
Guar.
scene during, is Guar in it?
Yeah.
That makes me sad. Mismatched bras and panties,
Yeah, they are mismatched.
hit with a car door, held at gunpoint, employer-employee relationship, cigars, a character says, I love you, breaking the fourth wall, brownie, the food.
This is horrible.
Atlantic City, talking to the camera, corporate conglomeration, title said by the character, surprise ending.
Yeah.
All right, finally, the last point. This is some trivia for you. Are you ready? This movie was originally filmed as 2 days and cut to one.
It was filmed in a day?
No, it was filmed as 2 days, but it ended up being one. While filming the scene while Warren runs from the store, his stunt double ran into that car door so hard he cracked his rib.
Yeah.
Warren, played by Brandon Saxon III, was supposed to have a sister, but like Tobey Maguire, her scenes and her character were cut from the final version of the film. When angry leaving, Rex Manning's final words are,
Why don't you all just disappear?
"Is the ones y'all just fade away," which is the words
something close.
of my generation.
But he does this.
Yes. This is the second movie where Robin Tunney tries to commit suicide by
always
cutting her
Craft.
wrist. Yeah, in this movie she has a horizontal attempt. In The Craft, she was a little more serious and did a vertical
attempt, yeah.
yes. Yes.
Up and down and not across.
When Lucas uncovers the plan for Music Town, he says the time to hesitate is through. A line from Light My Fire.
Yeah.
The ballet dancer that Mark tries to kiss
Yes.
is the daughter of Maxwell Caulfield.
I see that.
Yes. Robin Tunney actually shaved her head for this role.
Well, yeah.
Almost so many of the characters in this, from Anthony LaPaglia, Rory Cochrane, Johnny Whitworth, Robin Tunney, Ethan Embry, and Ben Bodie, have all been cast as main characters on one or more popular crime dramas.
Yeah.
Yes. Maxwell Caulfield's character Rex Manning was on a TV show The Family Way in his early career. This is the same title of the film with which his current sister-in-law, Haley Mills, had a starring role. So Maxwell Caulfield and Haley Mills are brother and sister-in-law. Debbie Mazur had a cameo role as Anthony LaPaglia's date in So I Married an Axe Murderer. In this film, the love interest of the character played by Liv Tyler is AJ.
Who is in Bye Bye Love.
Yes.
He's the kid with McDonald's.
And in Armageddon,
Yeah.
her name is AJ.
Yeah. No. What's his name's AJ?
Her character's love interest is also AJ. So, yes. Though it's long been thought that Chicago is Renee Zellweger's singing debut, this movie is actually her singing debut. Yes. And there are some crazy credits for this movie. No, there aren't. It's a horrible one. I'm not even going to mention it. So what do I need to know about Empire Records?
That's wonderful.
Yeah?
And your wife probably has watched this movie like 1,000 times at least.
Did you own this on VHS?
Yes, I did, and I had the soundtrack. I
Yeah.
still have the soundtrack, I think.
This movie, when I worked in used CD stores, always showed up. It always showed up in the used bins of CDs because everybody bought it.
Yeah, and now you can buy it at Walmart for like $2.
It was very much of its time. Like there was.
I don't like going to those Walmart bins because they're just filled with my childhood memories.
But it seems like a lot of, like the grunge kids. I was a little bit, no, I was a lot older than you, but for the grunge generation, we had singles.
Yeah.
And then this was after. This is like the post grunge kids.
Yeah.
Music. Singles is coming out on Blu-ray. I don't want to watch it. I feel really old, and I'll feel like it's going to get really dated, and it's just going to make me upset.
This is really dated.
But I bet you love it, though.
I still love it, yeah.
It's a different feel.
All the movies I like are really dated.
Yeah?
Surf Ninjas. Ooh.
We should write down a list of
how many
movies How to Get Made is done that are your favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're almost all your favorite movies.
They're all my movies. Makes me feel stupid.
No, it shouldn't make you feel stupid. They like almost all the movies they talk about.
Make me feel special. That if they met me, they'd probably make fun of me too.
No, they wouldn't. They would love you, as I love you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to watch Empire Records.
Have you ever seen it before?
Only the first 10 minutes I watched with you before the DVD.
That's it. You've never seen it before.
No, we have the Blu-ray, so I can only imagine that the Blu-ray is going to be crisp, a perfect transfer.
It will be like a cool wave rushing over you.
It's when I think of
a crisp fall day.
When I hear Blu-ray, I often
with
think
pumpkin with a PSL.
I think that it's filled with like a blue cooling gel that just goes into my soul.
You want me to get the gel from the hall closet and put it on you?
Put it on me. We should do face masks for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And have charcuterie.
Yeah.
And just live it up.
Decadent.
Monday. Like
Mondays are.
I am Monday, but I have
Mondays are for charcuterie, face masks, and Empire Records.
Also, not to belabor the point of my having my own business, but I would like to say, for years I have told Becca about camera shots and angles and shooting things.
And finally, you got
and
to
for
go
the
out
last
and do
2 days, I have been on photo shoots for 2 different projects.
Baby's a model. That's his new business.
The first one,
his business is sex.
No, the first one I was all over town, and we shot in several locations.
Yeah.
And we had multiple setups, and we shot. The footage looks beautiful.
And of course, on day one, his dumb wife drives her car right onto their set. And I'm like,
well, we didn't have any.
You should have had the Fiat in the background. It would have made it very.
Well, we needed a stray dog for a scene, but Angela.
I could have just let him go, like let him into the field. He would have.
Yeah, but I said to them, I said, "Do you realize that there's more cats in Lawrenceville than anywhere? We could probably find a stray cat." If we
in
look.
2 seconds, you could find one.
But I think what we have for it looks really good. And so it was a really cool opportunity to take what I've learned from doing the podcast and take it into these, which is pretty exciting. And then today I was actually talent in a video, and all I had to do was talk. It was pretty simple.
Which he's good at.
I just always babble.
Yes, which he's very good at.
And then I consulted someone about a business, and they said, "You have a nice voice. You should do a podcast." And I'm like, "Oh, by the way, I do a podcast."
Oh, by the way. Yeah.
I do a podcast.
I do a podcast.
And
what does Blythe Tanner do?
She said, "Oh, Samuel."
No. Her warm up. No.
UPMC.
UPMC.
Choose a hospital. Choose a hospital. That's their old tagline. As if your life depended on it.
You know what I mean?
Life changing.
Voiceover. I'd say, what?
What?
I always say, what?
Can we get you just not saying what at the end of it?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Also this weekend.
Yeah.
To fill people in on our lives.
We've been too busy hanging out with the celebrities.
We went to a horror movie convention, and we met the girl from Better Off Dead, who is also in Amityville 2.
Yes.
Who is one of our favorite movies. And I didn't want to ask, anybody in the audience have any questions? Yeah, what was it like when you slept with your brother in Amityville 2? Like, what was up with that scene?
We met Jill Scholl,
who's from Killer Clowns.
No.
Killer Clowns, I thought.
Suzanne Snyder's.
Oh,
Killer
and
Clowns.
the other girl was what, from Stepfather and what
Stepfather, Babes in Toyland. She was in a couple things. She was in Better Off Dead too, I think.
And we also got to see Tom Savini, Sex Machine.
Yes.
Just hanging out, walking.
Yeah, Suzanne Snyder, who played Debbie from Killer Clowns. My brother has fulfilled a life goal by meeting her.
She's very nice.
I mean, I watched that movie a lot when we were little. Like, a lot. Andrew watched it more than me.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of his movies.
And then, most importantly...
Reggie Bannister.
From Phantasm. All the Phantasms.
He was exactly what I wanted and expected.
Very goofy, funny, silly.
Just like, I feel like he was like our uncle. Uncle Reggie.
We have a great picture with him.
Yes.
That we have in our hallway that's autographed.
Mm-hmm.
We autographed one of our prints from, we'll throw out a plug.
Yeah.
Cavity Colors, who make awesome horror movie prints.
Plugs are in the dishwasher.
Oh. I was listening to the Howard Stern wrap-up show today, and Jillian Jacobs.
They're talking about plugs.
Well, Jillian Jacobs was on it from Community. She's from Pittsburgh, from Mount Lebanon. Went to high school with Dan Ayer.
Mm-hmm.
He had a kissing scene with her in a play once. Anyway, that's what he told me. I think he was lying.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, do you have anything you want to plug? And she's like, yeah, Holes. The movie and the book. Made me laugh.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yes.
Sigourney Weaver's the bad lady in it.
She is.
So yeah, we met a lot of people, and while we're there, I bought 3 movies that Becca's never going to watch. I bought Santa Sangre, the Jodorowsky movie, Dr. Butcher MD, shot on the same sets as Zombie 2, and Vampiros Lesbos, the Jess Franco lesbian vampire blood-soaked epic. And also got a copy of Hardware. Also, if you live in the Pittsburgh area, last plug, and then we'll watch this, I would like to tell you that you have a tremendous resource right down the street.
The more you know.
The more you know. If you get a Carnegie Library card, they are free. They are wonderful. You can rent at any time up to 999 DVDs, books, vinyl records, CDs, even video games from your Carnegie Library. And with the Hoopla app and your card, you can get up to 20 bits of content for free in your house. You can directly stream a ton of great movies right into your house. And it's all free. And I think more people should use the library. I mean, our library has crazy movies. Today I got City of the Living Dead, the Fulci movie. I got a documentary about James Randi. And I got Cemetery Man with Rupert Everett. They even had, well, your library may not have it if you're in your neighborhood, but being at Pittsburgh, they had George Romero's Martin, which was pretty awesome. But even if you don't have a Carnegie Library and you have a different library in your town, start going to the library. There's tons of awesome DVDs. And you can watch stuff and learn something. Get a lot of books. I've been reading a lot of books about movies now that I have. I thought that
on his hand.
I thought I was going to have more time in my hands than I did, so I got out like 20 books and I had time to read 2 of them. But I did read my Conversations with Orson Welles by Henry Jaglom, which was great. And I loved every minute of it. And I also read a book about why horror movies aren't as good as the old horror movies. It was a lot of psychobabble, but somewhat interesting. I would love to do a podcast or talk to the author of this book. And I've been just reading a lot of books about film. I've been getting a lot of films. I've been watching a lot of films. I've been finally consuming content. Like, I think I spent a lot of years in advertising, stuck in an office, and making things versus actually consuming things, too. So I feel like I filled my brain up with new stuff, and now as we're doing things, we're putting more art out into the world. We're excited to come back with this podcast, and I would like to make one more announcement. My wife has a special announcement about her new podcast, which probably is already aired by the time you listen to this, but go ahead, baby.
So far,
Yeah.
one other guest has been confirmed. We're waiting on the second.
Yeah.
But we are doing a podcast on the new FX show, Feud, the show about Joan Crawford and Betty Davis. Miss Desiree Gonzalez will be on it with me, and we're waiting to see if Christina Krasman is going to be on it with us. But we're just going to go episode by episode and discuss different things that happen in the episode, our favorite outfits, funny stuff we notice, some trivia, that kind of stuff. It's called...
Oh, That Feud.
No, what did I say? Oh, it's a feud.
Oh, it's a feud.
That feud.
Oh, That Feud. But
Yeah.
you can't say, oh, that feud. Oh, That Feud.
Yeah. Like
Will Devin be appearing on this podcast?
He might.
I think Bill might appear on this podcast.
Yeah, we can have Bill.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. Bill is going to be on a future episode, and he has requested that we do the Blob remake from 1988.
Yeah.
Because he loves that movie. Either that, or we do one other movie he wanted to do, Trog, But he's watched Trog so many times.
I know.
I get the feeling that sometimes Bill just sits in the house by himself and watches Trog over and over again. Drunkenly. Mm-hmm. Yes. So anyway, a lot of stuff happening in our lives. It's a pretty exciting time to be alive. Mm-hmm. Also, if you were here, my wife is looking exquisite. Her hair looks very nice. She is wearing little shorts. And
they're capris.
Capris, and they say more coffee.
More donuts.
More donuts and more coffee. She also has on capris, and she has on a robe.
A leopard robe.
A leopard robe and leopard glasses.
I look like Joan Crawford.
My wife dresses. You know when you're a kid, and
when you're homeless.
No, when I was a kid, I never understood. I love Married with Children, right?
Yeah.
But I never understood because all the girls that Al lusted after, I never found attractive, and I found Peg Bundy really attractive. And Peg Bundy wore the stuff, like the way Peg Bundy, outside of the hair, my wife dresses like a Peg Bundy.
Yeah.
Not with the heels and hot pants, but very similar patterns and looks. So I think I've done pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done pretty well.
You married it.
I married it. My wife there's a guy who sells stuff called, what is it, LUX or something?
Which one?
The guy who we always buy clothes from.
Oh, I don't even know.
He used to have a website. He doesn't have a website anymore. But there's a guy that every horror show, there's been like 4 horror shows we run into him. And every time we run into him, we spend about $200 worth of stuff. And
we make his trip worthwhile.
And so he always talks to us. He gets so excited to see us. We spent a lot of time with him talking to him. He's very nice. But
he's like a calmer version of, I feel like at home.
Yeah.
He's almost Ron Fitzgerald. And
yeah.
Like Azrael from SNL.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like he dresses much more dark of home.
Yes.
Like that shiny jacket, that's his.
My wife bought several koozies for her
No,
mugs.
I'm not using one.
Yeah, for all her different beers of different horror movies. She got a magnet of Bill Paxton from Near Dark, R.I.P. Bill Paxton. Bless. Since we were doing these. You know what? I care more about Bill Paxton's death than almost everybody that died last year.
That's what I think.
It affects me much more than anybody's from last year. And my wife got a new hoodie for this year. If you see us at the drive-in Horathon in April, my wife will be wearing her new hoodie, which is a American Werewolf in London hoodie, which is amazing. It is like as much as I like your Big Trouble and Phantasm hoodies, this is my favorite one. As soon as my wife saw it, she looked at it, she goes, "Oh well, I'm going to buy that." And like it was like no question. And she also got a Critters t-shirt. Oh, what is so my wife, the last thing, I keep saying the last thing, but my wife is obsessed with, she has all these Instagram accounts. And all they are surgeries and facial maladies and cats. This is what, and so I will occasionally be not doing anything special. My wife will say, "Look," and she'll show me a video of someone's teeth getting pulled out. Or it's like, "Look at this." And it's what are those babies? Those green babies?
Green babies?
The babies that are born that look like demons, where they don't have any skin and
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah. And she'll just show me these things, and she'll be like, "Look." And I'll be like,
just try to
try and eat the taco.
Here, look at this dead green baby like this taco. Looks like the taco.
I put tomatillos on it. It's made from that baby's head. Anyway, thanks for sticking with us. Our lives are interesting and exciting right now. And I don't say that in a cocky way. I say that I'm hashtag blessed with my life. I am now ready to learn about Rex Manning.
Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy.
And I'm
Say no more, Monet more.
I'm ready to learn all about the exciting world of a record store, and that all record stores are gone now, outside of like Soundcat in Pittsburgh, and Jerry's.
Oh, Jerry.
But there's no like Tower Records. Tower Records.
We should open a record store.
We should. No, there's more than enough in Pittsburgh.
We'll sell movies, records, cats, candles.
The cat wine bar is open now.
I know. Don't take me there.
Well, there's only limited people are allowed into the wine bar at any time.
Well, yeah.
Because they
like that. What if I pay to just have me in there?
They like to keep it one cat per person.
Yeah.
Because I know someone wrote on Facebook, like, I'm here and I'm not allowed to go to the cat bar. I don't want to just be here without cats.
Yeah.
So, there's that. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, I went to Tower Records once, which is based on... There was a Tower Records in L.A. We were there for Adam's wedding. And,
Is he a celebrity?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Dave Navarro was shopping. And Ryan started...
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ryan started shadowing him.
Or no, is he in that band now?
He was in it for a little bit. Yeah, he was in it for one album.
What band is he in?
He was in Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
He was in Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's what it is.
He was in Porno for Pyros.
Yeah.
He did solo stuff.
He does bad makeup.
He does bad makeup. He directed pornographies.
Oh.
And his mother was killed. His mother and her lesbian lover were killed by his father in front of him.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And he used to have a photo booth in his house. He made everybody take pictures. And he is the 90s. If you would distill the 90s into a human being...
Not my 90s.
It would be Dave Navarro. And he would say... He also got married on MTV. Carmen Electra. Remember those days?
Yeah.
They were a very it couple.
I know.
And he has a goatee.
He looks like a lady.
Yeah.
He looks like girls I'm friends with, but with facial hair.
Does he look like a drag king?
Like, look at those pictures. If you take off the goatee, that's one of them girls.
He does look like a hipster girl.
He looks like Jack Sparrow.
How did this podcast turn into... I mean, I think, you know what? I think he's had a good life. Like, the fact that that's what I love.
And you won't let me put makeup on you or straighten your hair?
No, I don't want to look like that.
Yes, you do.
When I go to the Addie's the end of this week...
I'm just straightening your hair.
I'm going to have straight hair and a little goatee, and I'll wear a leather outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I should wear a scarf like Rob does.
Yeah.
Rob has like a scarf and a cowboy hat. He's like a rock star. Why is he hanging out with us? It was great because we were all at the before our shoot, and we were doing pre-production. We were at that diner, so we had like a big table.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody else on the crew was like in t-shirts. You know what I mean? Wearing hoodies and, dresses. We were going to be outside shooting all day. And we just looked like regular dudes. Rob walks in with this, like, floor-length duster, a cowboy hat, scarf trailing off, cowboy boots. Everybody's like, who's that guy? That guy's a celebrity. That guy's a celebrity. That guy's a rock star. We're like, oh, I just want to get some eggs.
My name's Sam.
My name's Sam. I pooped today and I want to eat eggs.
I live in West Mifflin.
I live near Kennywood and I like to ride the roller coasters.
I'm going to record that.
I am recording it right now.
But I just want that.
I'll isolate it for you.
Okay, good.
I always say one more thing. There are no more things. We're ready. Empire Records is about to begin. It's pretty exciting. I'm looking at the cast right now. There's a dog with a radio and dog's wearing headphones.
That dog is never in the movie, just so you know.
No, I don't want to watch it.
It really isn't that I recall.
Cool.
I think it's just like the RCA dog.
My wife had the TV turned up to 100.
Because I'm freaking deaf.
Well, we were watching Feud, and it was like, maybe we don't have cable, maybe we have to sneak our way.
Maybe we have to be illegal.
Maybe we watch stuff on different websites.
Yeah.
Maybe now we finally figured after a year and a half of having this TV how it works. Like, oh, we don't have to just... before I used to download things and then make all these files. But I could just load up the URL and watch them. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, we don't need my cassette player anymore.
Oh, I don't... So what you're going to need to do is get 2 cassette players. And you're going to have to get
your boombox.
A boombox and a Betamax DVD player.
And a microphone.
A microphone, and you're going to need...
Those giant speakers with all the wires that you had to, like, look like needles, and then you had to stick them in those holes.
E.T. came and said, this machine seems needlessly complicated. Yeah. He's like, why don't you take the umbrella away? What? That's what I love. Like, E.T. is like...
Yeah, that one with the buttons that talks...
Speak and spell. Yeah. E.T. I love that E.T. like came from another planet, and he gets here to the backwater world, and he's like, give me the speak and spell and the umbrella. And like, if that's how easy it is to find an alien, he's like, no, I'll take a phone. We'll take a phone out there. And we'll take a speak and spell. We'll take
a bike.
And a bike and an umbrella. All right, make this it's like, I'm sure he's like, these hairless apes, they're so stupid. Like, I made this kid fly. They're like, that all you did? Yeah, he loved me. His sister made makeup on me. It was horrible. I hated being touched by her. Let's get back to doing what we do.
Yeah.
And running the Galactic Senate, as they did in Star Wars, all the ETs. Empire Records. All right, anyway. Thank you for listening. We're back, and here we go.
Pizza!
Pizza! Pizza, pizza, pizza! Everybody loves pizza, and we're now featuring the famous original Tolona pizza. Only the finest and purest ingredients go into the original Tolona pizza, made fresh to your order. And into the oven it goes. Presto, a luscious, hot, crispy pizza. We're now featuring... Hey, wait a minute. Give me another pizza. That's better. Now, as I was saying... We now have delicious, crispy Tolona pizza at the refreshment stand. What do you have? Cheese, sausage, or pepperoni? Take it away!
Hi, so we just watched Empire Records. So, who do you see yourself as? What character do you see yourself as the Empire Records?
Who do you see me as?
I don't really see you as any of them.
Me either.
Who do you see me as?
Joe.
Which one's Joe?
The boss.
As you're younger, you're like, I'm AJ, but no, I'm just Joe. I'm just like, I just want this shit to be over with.
Yeah.
I just want to beat up these kids.
You're definitely
It feels
Joe.
so good to beat a kid up. You have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That makes sense, because I was like, if there's any girl I liked in the movie, can you guess which girl I would have liked?
Liv Tyler.
When I was young.
Yeah.
Now that I'm old, which one would I like?
That'd be Mace Hart.
Exactly. She's like the only one that has like any brains.
I know.
Like she actually like knows what
You
she
like
wants
that?
to do.
It's in
I don't know what that's
Egyptian.
That's like in some. That's in like Sith language from Star Wars. Check out Republic. We're getting like all the different warnings. I'm not copying this.
No.
This felt like you can really see that they shot way too much footage for this movie.
It's a lot.
They shot 2 days of the story, and they got rid of characters and shoehorn stuff. It just felt like, God, I bet they just shot scene after scene after scene, and when they went to the edit room, they're like, we got all this stuff. And like, we got, so basically I could tell you the story in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Problem kids work in a store. One of them steals money, but he does this so the owner can leave. Ends up working out. The owner gets out by the store.
Spoiler alert.
Therein is Empire Records. Meanwhile, along the way...
Well, if you haven't seen Empire Records by now, you don't get a spoiler
I mean, you had 22
alert.
years to see Empire Records.
I know.
One girl tries to kill herself with a
God,
laser
I'm
pit.
old. So that means this movie came out when I was 10.
This movie came out when I was... 20.
How old was I?
You're 11.
Yeah.
I was 23.
You child right?
I was ready for Empire Records.
Mm-hmm.
I was living it. Except my Empire Records was in
It's called
ad...
CD Warehouse.
No, it was in an ad agency. It was pre-CD Warehouse. It was in an ad agency. We were talking about the other day.
You moved up to CD Warehouse.
So I was talking to someone. I can't say their name. Crap. I was talking to someone in my field today, and they're like, "Man, Mark used to be crazy. Like, there was all sorts of like crazy parties and coke and like people just sleeping with each other in the office." And he's like, "Don't you remember any of that?" And I was like, "No, I was working. Like I was in a back room with a razor blade cutting things out and listening to Guar." So, and Guar was my favorite character in this movie. Otis Youngest being in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah. Oh, I love Otis so much. It's sad. It's one of the first concerts I went to by myself. My parents drove me to city limits. It was in Penn Hills.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah. It was a roller skating place in Penn Hills.
But you
and
just got dropped off.
They dropped me off and they went shopping because it was over Christmas.
Because, like, Noah didn't want to go with you?
Oh, he would have been like 11 or 12. My parents dropped me off and they were like, well,
you didn't have a friend to go with?
No, I didn't have any friends.
Baby!
Well, I didn't have any friends that were into metal like that.
Oh.
That were so. But I hate. You know what the thing is? Other than you, like I really don't like, and maybe Zach. And I don't go to shows with that many people.
Yeah.
And like, because most people just like are just hard to deal with at shows. And I just like the year I went to MDF by myself, other than the year I went with Zach was great. But one year the year the Ghost played, I went by myself and it was awesome. It's like I would just randomly just go in a field and take a nap. Like I didn't have to answer. I didn't have to answer. Like I drank most of the day, and
My baby just napped.
And I had fun, and just did cool stuff all day. But like it was more fun going to shows by yourself. But yeah, I went to Guar at City Limits. They played there twice before they got kicked out the second time for getting blood everywhere. And then they played
roller skating rink.
Yeah, and then they played Sandcastle after that, which
Sandcastle.
was hilarious that they played Sandcastle. I guess there was a ton of blood in one of the swimming pools.
I guess I didn't know that you were able to.
But did you ever see them in concert?
No.
So they would like just fire these bags filled with blood into the crowd. I get hit in the eye with a blue one, and it was a Kool-Aid, so it would stain your skin. So after the show, my whole face was covered in blood. Like my hair was all bloody. Like I was all beat up from stage diving and stuff.
Yeah.
And the only place that was open was the Children's Palace when those were still around. It was open until midnight. Show went out like 11:30, so I went there to go to the bathroom. And the manager saw me and he thought I was in a car wreck, so he carried me to the bathroom.
Aww.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I didn't want to tell him I was at a Guar concert. So. City Limits was awesome though, because there were some awesome shows that played there. There was like Faith No More played there with Soundgarden and Voivod, which is an insane lineup.
Yeah.
Sam Hain played there. Like there's a lot of like really big like this is like maybe 87 to 86 to 88. A lot of bands played there.
Yeah.
There's some I think a couple wrestling shows were there, but it was like where like because when the shows that Electric Banana wouldn't take. And they were too small for the Decade or what do you call it? Graffiti. These are old Pittsburgh places. They would go to City Limits. But it was mostly metal shows.
Yeah.
Or really hardcore punk shows. Good times. I wanted to go to the Sam Hain show so bad, but that was like, so I want to go see this band. And all their songs are about like killing people and setting things on fire, and their albums don't make any sense. Sound like someone recorded them in a field. Like, no. But somehow, I think because my parents saw Guar on like Joan Rivers and talk shows and stuff. Well, they were like, they kind of realized pretty quickly that they were like art school kids. Yeah. And that it was like, there was actually some definite thought and art behind what Guar did. And they thought, even though, I mean, their live show was the grossest stuff and just, like sex and violence and fire and stuff. But I think it's where I lucked out with my parents. They were like, oh yeah, well, like one of their parents were like, oh yeah, Otis Urungus, he's from Antarctica. He lived under the polar ice caps and hairspray freedom. That's fine. There's one episode of Joan Rivers where when they were on, they were riding in a golf cart with her, telling them all the people they wanted to kill, and she was just like, "You're very smart boys. I think people are going to take you too seriously." And they kept threatening her the whole time. They were going to cut her head off. It was awesome. And but that was a good time to be alive. Like there's a lot of good. I mean, there's good music anytime. But I think kids today are not going to get the full flower of awesome late 80s metal, or in this record. Here's my problem with this movie. The whole movie is this anti-corporate, like we have to get down with the man stuff. Every band in it's on a major label.
Yeah.
And like they're talking about how like they were making fun of Rex Manning because he's such a solid. And then they play the Cranberries, which is like everybody. And we also learned from this movie that I know the words to every Cranberry song.
Yes.
Because they were on the radio nonstop, 1. 2, I had very painful surgery that I was awake through, and the Chinese doctor said, "Would you like to listen to music during this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, "We only have 1 CD. Best of the Cranberries. It's wonderful." And I was like, oh. No need to argue. Best of the Cranberries. Like, well, I guess I can't argue. I guess you should put on Howl and Zombie and Free to Decide. Yeah.
Free to decide.
Oh, so the other thing about this movie is I'm looking at the characters now, you could take out pretty much every character in the movie except for Joe and the kid that steals the money.
Yeah. And
you would have the movie. Like, there's whole characters in here that have no reason for being in the movie.
I know.
It's like I always talk about Twin Peaks, like it's not like a detective show, because most detective shows every clue means something and nothing means anything in Twin Peaks. This movie is like that, but whereas Twin Peaks is good, this is not. But I liked it in spite of itself.
Yeah.
I think if you were growing up at the age that you were at, it would seem like, yeah, I'd like to work in a record store. High Fidelity is very similar. If you see
I never really wanted to.
Oh my God, it was my dream. And I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. I didn't like it. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Because you just, I don't know, I thought there'd be like, oh, there'll be cool people to talk to about music and fun stuff will happen. And then, you know what I learned about this movie?
Theft.
No girl didn't show their belly button in the 90s. There's all three girls in the title screen are all showing their belly button.
That's how you dress.
Is that how you dress?
Yeah.
Just bare your midriff?
Yeah.
Also, dudes' collars were way deep. Look at the deepness of the collars the guys are wearing. Also, every guy wearing jewelry. Also, every guy combed their hair down over their face. Like, down, like, stuck to their face. All the girls wore the reddest lipstick. Very pouty-lipped era to be alive. Do you think that they asked Robin Tunney to shave her head so she didn't outdo Liv Tyler? Because they're very similar looking.
Yes, they wanted different.
They wanted different. So, what do you give this movie?
A B.
A B?
Yeah.
What would make it better?
Like you said, a more connected story.
It really feels like you could have made a TV series out of it.
I know.
I would give it a B-.
This is the pilot for...
It's a pilot for a series on Netflix. Empire Records, the series. I'm being real lenient with my grades because I feel good about life right now.
Yeah, I'm being nice about it.
Being nice about Empire Records. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to make it. My bad review or good review is not going to change the DVD sales of Empire Records. I think if you want to see it, you're going to see it. Or you saw it. So, if you have any comments, please make them on the Facebook page. Emailing bnsaboutmovies@gmail.com. Hey, why not write a review? Maybe a nice one. Don't be mean about it. I don't care. I'm shutting the X button. You know what? I care. I don't want you to be like my apathy toward this should not be like I should write a mean review. I think you should write an honest review. Yeah. But I don't think you should be mean for mean's sake. There's nobody's going to get anything from that.
Yeah.
I think I would like to thank you for listening to another podcast, a new podcast on this. Stay tuned for Becca's podcast, which I will be producing, but probably will not be involved in. I may ask a question here or there. And we're going to have some trickery because it's all going to be recorded on telephone, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out yet. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a learning experience, which is good. If I like this movie, what movies should I watch? That's a good question. If only there was a website that did that, I'll tell you what movies they are. And I'm going to guess some of the movies on it all have something to do with Liv Tyler. But let's give IMDb the benefit of the doubt. By the way, I've been sharing our reviews on IMDb.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, if you would like to read some of the stuff that I write, you can go to that'snotcurrent.com. I'm a writer on that site now. I wrote an article about Sgt. Pepper's the movie, which you don't want to hear Becca's feelings on that movie. It would have made a great podcast, but she was... To say that she was unpleased by this movie is putting it mildly. This movie won one award. Did you know that?
What? An MTV award?
No, it won an ASCAP for most performed songs from a motion picture. Till I Hear It From You, which I didn't ever realize that. I always thought those dudes wrote it themselves, Chin Blossoms, but Marshall Crenshaw wrote it with them, who has done tons of soundtrack work and tons of band stuff and whatnot. It does not list if you.
It was the big song from it, though, I think, because the music video was the movie.
Yeah. You know how they always say if you like this, you like that? They don't even have that on...
It stands on its own.
You think it stands on its own?
Yeah.
It's only 90 minutes. It feels way... Oh, here we go. Nope, never mind. It feels a lot longer than it is. It felt it felt like 3 or 4 hours. This appears on a couple lists. I'm going to read you 2 of the lists before we go. Movies I've seen. This is a title of movies this guy has seen.
I like it when people make lists.
Yeah, this is Tripping on Milk. He said, these are the movies I've seen.
In my life.
Terminal Invasion, a TV movie from 2002.
What?
The Evil Dead, the original. Little Giants. The Air Up...
Rick Moranis.
Yes, The Air Up There with Kevin Bacon.
Well, I like that movie.
The Big Green with Steve Guttenberg.
He likes kids' movies.
The Bad News Bears. Yes, he does.
Oh.
The Sandlot. White Men Can't Jump. All 3 Mighty Ducks movies. 3 Ninjas. Jeepers Creepers 2.
Not the first
No.
one.
Final Destination 2. 30 Days a Night and Final Destination 1.
Oh, but later.
Halloween 2 from 1981. Rick Rosenthal 1. Halloween 4 and 5. Child's Play 2. Children of the Corn, Hellraiser, Candyman, Tokyo Gore Police. Which is a pretty deep cut. Devil's Rejects, Identity. Charlie Chan and the Secret Service. The Big Dollhouse, The Core. Fried Green Tomatoes, TNT Jackson.
Don't waste your time with these people.
The Lost Boys, Evil Dead 2, Our Gang. The Black Klansman. Empire Records. And What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And those are the only movies he's ever seen in his life. He's like, I've only seen these movies, and these are the only movies that exist to me in my small universe of 37 films.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do people write the movies I've watched?
Well, it's like they make lists. There's all sorts of different links.
I couldn't make a list of the movies
That people share their favorite movies. This guy made... This list makes no sense. This list is called 100 movies, okay? How many movies do you think are the list of 100 movies?
How many what?
So this guy said, if I can only watch 100 movies for the rest of my life, these are the movies that would be on it. I got the idea from the book Match by Ali Condi. They're not in particular order. They're as they pop in my head. How many movies are on his list of 100 movies?
70.
38.
He couldn't even make a...
No, he gave up after that. Oh, God.
What?
This list is horrible.
What is it?
I'm going to read you some of the selected shittier movies on this list. Ready? I don't want to offend you, so I'm not going to tell you Benny and June.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, Boondock Saints, no. What are you, from the 90s? Oh, well, that was the best movie ever. Oh, everybody should see it. Stardust. Who would pick that movie?
I like that.
It's a good movie, but the 100 best movies ever. Right?
Yeah.
Empire Records. Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
What?
The Phantom, the Billy Zane Smash Evil one.
No.
Right? Much Ado About Nothing. Yeah. I Am Number 4. The Kid.
With Bruce Willis.
No,
Yes, with Bruce Willis.
No, Charlie Chaplin.
Because that's a kid's movie.
Amelie. Oh yeah, it's a great movie. Followed by Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. Romeo and Michelle.
Okay, so I might want to watch these movies with this person.
He also picked Tank Girl.
Oh, Romeo and Michelle. He's my age. Has to be.
It is, his name is Daisy Reeds.
Is it a boy?
I don't know. They've updated this list several times. Daisy Reeds, his pick, I think it is, it doesn't say.
He's transgender.
We have a list of favorite actresses. A list of books to movies. 4 movies have been made from books to movies.
Just 4?
Well, in their world, yeah. I always look at it as like, this is the universe of just this person. Mm-hmm. This is all they know. And these are the movies that are going to be the movies that exist in their world. I'll give you one more list. Let's find one more list. 'Cause I do enjoy the lists of the IMDb because I've seen, these are the movies I've seen. Movies I've seen, for better or worse. Like, why do you have to throw that?
That's a movie with Tim Allen.
Why do you have to throw that in? Every movie and series I have ever seen. 2017, a year in movies. Not movies that came out in 2017, but movies I've seen. This list is, I guess if I run out of everything else to watch. These aren't movies I won't watch. These aren't movies I'm too excited for either. This is a list of movies if I run out of the 1,700 movies I want to see. It's 4 a.m. and I don't have any other movies other than these movies. There are over 2,000 movies on